Hello folks, sorry I'm not doing a video today. I'm actually very sick. I've been sick for a couple of days here, but I have to make an apology on disregarding my Facebook. Sometimes I have had on my personal Facebook page, I've had some message requests in regard to the paranormal. If you are putting questions through to us, if you put it on the Life Afterlife TP Productions Facebook page, or Facebook group, sorry, ask for a request. Rachel is connected to that page as well, and she can accept you into it and that. And sometimes she prompts me to answer my messages, but sometimes I disregard my personal Facebook page here. But there's a couple of questions here. Hey, hi, Fra Murray here. Can you do a video on how to connect the microphone to a video camera and headphones? I bought them and can get it to work. Can't, possibly says can't get it to work. Fra Murray from Belfast. Some cameras have your 3.5mm jack. It will clearly say you'll have a symbol, headphones and microphone. They very often indicated in red for microphone, green for your headphones. Now some cameras, DSLRs and some camcorders, I actually have some camcorders that actually don't have that. Now I'm not quite sure. There's a possibility that you can connect a microphone through a the HDMI cable. I'm not quite sure about that. But if you look at some videos regarding sound quality and filming, a lot of them actually don't recommend that you use the recording facilities on the actual camera. And the reason for that is DSLR cameras, they're designed for taking pictures. The recording capabilities is kind of like a second thought. The sound recording is also sort of a second thought. So the DSLR, initially designed for taking still pictures. Camcorders designed for taking videos. The difference between the two in regard to, if you're out in the summertime and it's pretty hot, the camcorder is going to cope with the heat a lot better than the DSLR in general. I've seen people do tests that the camcorder kept recording longer than a lot of the DSLRs. DLSRs were overheating and shutting down and stuff like that. That's because the camcorder is actually designed for videoing and that, right? If you have connected them up and they're not working, there's possibly a setting in the camera. Now, a lot of different manufacturers of different cameras is going to be it's going to be different. So possibly look in your menu settings for that. A lot of the filmmaking people, they actually disregard the recording facilities on the cameras and use external sources of audio. And when you put video together, you put the separate audio to the video and sync it in that way. And it is sometimes you know, the best way to do it, you know, here we have a number of Zoom recorders, and we have Tascams. Now, I haven't separated audio before. I am going to start trying to do it, and you know, and start putting together videos that way, with separate audio from the video, or still have video recording with the recording facilities of the camera still working, but alongside that having a Zoom in our pocket with a small microphone connected to us, and because we're paranormal investigators, you know, that's two sources of audio right there. And if you get an EVP, you may get an EVP on the camera and not on your recorder in person and that. Separate audio also too, it eliminates the need. Some people buy these wireless microphone systems, where you can walk away from the camera. There's no cable connected to you. Yes, you have a little tiny microphone clipped to your clothes, and a little transmitter box. The problem is, you could walk out of range and not even know it, and you might lose your audio. So, you know, you actually don't need wireless audio as such. You know, as long as you're recording on a good quality recorder, it's in your pocket, you have a little propel mic on you, you can sync the audio. Very easier said than done, I think, possibly. I don't know. I haven't synced audio to video yet. It possibly is easy enough. You know, it's possibly easy enough to do, because a lot of people actually do that. Have said that, I have two older Sony camcorders that used to be kind of semi-professional. They were £1,000 each, and they have audio and video. They have the 3.5mm jacks where you can plug it. You can just directly plug in a microphone to it, and that. But I have other Sony camcorders where I don't have that facility on it, and that's when separate audio will come in handy. Do you know? You know, you see a lot of these cameras. You'll have these, you know, the shotgun microphone on top of it, and a recording device on a rig along with the camera, and that, adding weight and things like that. The other way of just doing it is having a recorder mounted on you with a little microphone, and just having the separate audio there. Right, I have another one here. Hi Sam, I have been following your YouTube for ages. Now well from day one actually, and I'm guessing I'm a great follower. My YouTube channel name is Market Made. The reason I'm contacting you is because I'm going to start doing my own wee investigations with a friend, but I haven't a clue where to even start to buy and stuff to start me off. Can you give me any links or websites where I can buy the right items that I need? I don't want to be buying a lot of old fake shit stuff, which I have seen you warn people about. Yes, I have, in some of your videos. LOL. I have had things happen to me and around me spiritually, and my mate can call me the ghost magnet. LOL. I was a skeptic at first, but more and more things happen. So that's what is making me even more interested in carrying out more of this. I'm not the smartest of people, but I suppose nobody is perfect. I still have my black and white baby cam, which has never let me down. A lot of people use baby cams, not wrong, baby cams. I started off like that myself. Only thing is, I will need to find a way to get what I catch on it recorded. That's the thing, yeah. I have a solution for that, and that would be one of those wildlife cameras, possibly, you know. And you can get some of them pretty cheap. I'd rather get one with the big buttons, but you can get ones with very tiny little buttons, and it's very hard to get into the menus and stuff. I will need to find a way to get what I catch on recorders. Understand that. The other way is that baby monitor. If you have a little tiny screen on it, you can put a camera recording the tiny screen, but it's not the best. It's not the best, to be honest with you. But the night vision on those are pretty good. And it's not the green night vision, it's the new modern night vision, which is the black and white, the grayscale. But anyway, Sam, I have watched almost every one of your videos. Thank you very much, and have been reading up a lot. And like yourself, I'm really getting more and more interested in the paranormal field. Also, any tips would be great. Help, Sam. I have been looking through eBay, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace, but I don't trust 98% of the sellers. It would be great if you could link me up with someone you know is legit. Right, originally I bought a lot of stuff from eBay. I've had a few occasions where I've had problems, but in general, I haven't had problems. When it comes to paranormal equipment, there is a paranormal section on YouTube and Amazon, or not YouTube, eBay and Amazon. And eBay has a lot of the stuff that you can get used, second-hand stuff and altered stuff and stuff that people make at home and things like that. There is very few things you actually need from a paranormal store. And paranormal stores, very often what they're actually doing is they're buying recorders, cameras, all sorts of different things, and they're buying them cheap, and sometimes, 300%, put a price tag on them that gives them about 300% profit, which is pretty. It's extortion in a lot of ways. When it comes to audio recording equipment, like your EVP or your sound recorder, don't go to the paranormal store. Go to the audio store or the office supply store. Well, not the office supply store. You'll get one of those recorders like these MP3 recorders with the microphone deep inside in the recorder and stuff like that. Professional audio storage, you can get a Tascam, €87. £87 for a Tascam DR05. You know, I have Zooms and I have a Tascam. I have another mini studio Tascam and a mini studio Zoom recorder and stuff like that. But, you know, and I have Zoom recorders and stuff like that. But for value for money, the Tascam DR05, you're not paying very much more than you would pay for an office recorder. So when it comes to recorders and that, go to your professional audio, you know, just your search, you know, voice recorders, audio recorders. You know, I would bypass the paranormal stores in that line, because very often paranormal stores too, they'll sell you a cheap lump of shit for £60, when, you know, you can actually search for it yourself directly and get it for £13. But I wouldn't suggest that you would buy a cheap recorder. After all, with the paranormal, the two main things in the paranormal would be audio and visuals. So I wouldn't skimp on that. But, you know, the Tascam DR05 is sort of, it's semi-professional in a budget kind of way. You know, and it's quality. It's very, very good. It's in the same line, commercial-wise, as the Zoom H1. They're sort of competitors towards each other. There's disadvantages and advantages to both, but the price would give the Tascam DR05 the edge on that one. You know, I do like the Zoom. The build quality isn't as good as the Tascam, but the reason I like the Zoom is small and compact. And ease of use, a little bit better than the Tascam. But the Tascam, for the price, you're talking, you know, about £20 more than an office dictaphone recorder. You know, EMF detectors. EMF detectors are used by electricians and tradespeople. Is it necessary to have a K2 meter? K2 meter has been around for years, and the way I see people using it is not really much for EMF readings as such, as a trigger object, because the lights flash on it and you can see it far away. They don't actually take readings of it, and it's not the most accurate EMF detector out there. There is other alternatives now that has digital readout, with the EMF readings in milligauss and microtesla, and also has temperature. And they some of these recorder, or some of these meters, the ghost hunters companies, the ghost hunting companies, buy these off the sites that have the cheap price and put them in the store and say, "Oh guys, we got a new product, £60." I bought an EMF detector for £17, and I've seen them being listed on paranormal sites for £60 and upwards, and I got mine for £17. Hold on a second till I give you the exact name of the product. Okay, the EMF detectors that I have here is called an METERK, Meterek. So if you on eBay, Just type in METERK. They'll come up, and they'll come up at a very, very reasonable price. This one is the one with the orange buttons. I'll take a picture and I'll show it on the screen. But there is the other one that has a blue front on it. To me, this is a very handy recorder. It's small, or a EMF detector. It's small, compact. It's kind of shaped like a Nokia 3210 sort of thing. I have a millimeter, and it's the first generation millimeter that cost me over £100. And this cheap thing does exactly the same thing. And the millimeter doesn't come out with us as often as this. And when it gets to, you know, the dangerous level, 5 milligauss or whatever, the screen turns from green to red and has a beeping noise. So, you know, these little devices, you know, pretty cheap, pretty effective. A lot of people are using them now, and they're not very expensive, you know. And, you know, a good trigger object, but as well as that, you'll have a digital reading of your milligauss, you know, the EMF field. If you're doing a total sweep of a location to see if there's any EMF in the building, and try and have a map out of the EMF readings in the whole building before you start. You know, is there a junction box where you're getting some EMF? You can debunk some stuff and stuff like that. But you'll get a digital readout, you'll get a temperature, and it's compact. It's not you know, it's not cumbersome or anything like that. So, you know, that's you know, it's pretty it's a pretty good little EMF detector, I have to say. You know, you don't need a K2 meter, and the K2 meter is now only being used a lot of the time as a kind of a trigger object, and that. You know, and when it comes to the REM pods are pretty expensive, and you know, if you're searching for a REM pod, it's going to automatically take you to a paranormal equipment store. If you go to and search for a door handle alarm, just type in door handle alarm, you'll get a couple of door handle alarms for a couple of quid each. Sometimes they sell them in 3s and 4s and 6s and whatever. Very, very cheap. They're only about £3 or £4 each, and that is sometimes what people modify. And I've done videos on this myself, so the person that wrote this message will probably have seen the video on that. But is it necessary to modify them? No, it's not actually. Because at the end of the day, you're replacing a wire with an antenna. The antenna will give it a bit more range and stuff like that. But if you're not good with electronics, it's an easy enough mod to do. But if you didn't want to do it, you don't have to. Just use it the way it is. You go into a location, you dot them around in different places. You can still even put them on the door handles, but it will work in the same sort of way. So, you know, you don't have to fork out an awful lot of money if you wanted that kind of a trigger object, REM pod kind of thing. Yes, the REM pod does the temperature and all the rest of it, but so does your EMF detector. So, you know, if you... Paranormal equipment can get pretty expensive, but it doesn't have to be. You know, the other side to this as well is like I said in the beginning, the two main things in the paranormal is visuals and audio. So I wouldn't skimp on the visuals and audio, but with trigger objects you can experiment around. People have been buying these cat balls. The ghost hunting company, equipment companies have been cashing in on them too, to get these flashing cat balls. Type in pet toys. That's exactly what they are. They're a couple of pounds each. The ghost hunting equipment companies are buying these from these pet sites and putting shooting the prices up and making a profit on them that way. But you know, I've no problem with people making money, but when they're extorting people, you know, that's when I have a problem in that. But you know, if you want your cat balls, cat toys, cat balls, pet balls, type in any of that, you'll get them for a couple of pounds. Many have I got? I've got about 6 of them. 6 or 9 of them or something like that. But, you know, things, you don't have to go fully expensive in that. When it comes to the camera and that, if you haven't got a camera, you've got a phone. If you got a phone, your phone will do. You can go to Amazon or eBay and you can get one of those little frames you can put your phone in with the handles on it, and you got the little cold shoes on top. Get a few lights and stuff like that. You know, a microphone. You can get one of those Boya microphones I've done in another video, and in the Boya microphone box you will get the right jack for recording with with phones. Do you know? And it's got the wind buff as well, so you're not going to have wind noise like you would with the microphone on the phone, which the phone is a flat surface. The wind is going to catch it, you know. If you have one of those little Boya microphones, they're about £20. And actually I bought similar Boya, they're not Boya microphones, they're a cheaper Chinese brand, but they look exactly the same. So they're possibly the Boya microphones that are just in in a different branded name, and I got them for 15 quid. But Boya is a cheaper version of the Rode video microphone, or the Rode alternative to it. And a lot of people on YouTube, you see a lot of YouTube videos and that, comparing the two, and there's not an awful lot of difference except for the price. So you know, a good microphone with those wind buffs will help your audio an awful lot. You said there you had the baby cam thing. Now an alternative to that would be a wildlife cam, and the wildlife cams, you don't need to get them in the paranormal store. They're designed for something else. They're designed for wildlife. The hunting cams or wildlife cams or whatever. The night vision in them is extremely good. And you know, you get some of them that are they're made around a kind of a small cheap action cam kind of thing. But I would go with the one, when you see a product, look at all the pictures and get the one with the biggest buttons possible, because that's the easiest one to sort of maneuver around the menus. There's lots of different settings there that you can use, motion detect and stuff like that. But the amount of IR infrared lights on them is pretty good. So the images you're going to get from a wildlife camera is going to be pretty good, you know. Yeah, I started off with not very much. I started off with it was a 60 quid baby monitor, and the night vision was absolutely fantastic on it, but the only vision I could get was the little tiny monitor that I had there, and there was no way of recording it unless I put a camera facing it and zoomed in on it, and the quality, doing it that way, it compromises on the quality image and stuff like that. So a wildlife camera would be an alternative, and a good alternative to have if you had a couple of them in a different, you know, if you were in a location with a number of different rooms and you got some mini tripods and stuff, could be pretty useful, you know. But I might do an up-to-date video on that at some stage. On I have done videos where I you know, you see me going through eBay and that, and buying stuff and that. But you know, the most important thing when you're paranormal investigation is yourself. You're capturing visuals and audio, and yourself, and put the paranormal investigating, the reaching out, be respectful, you know, and do it for the right reasons. Do it because you want to know about the paranormal. You want to know about this other world that we don't understand. Put that out. Put that before being a YouTuber. Yes, it's great being a YouTuber. It's great getting people to say, "Oh, that's great," and all the rest of it. And you know, a lot of people on YouTube have fallen into the trap of gloating in that respect, where they start to go out doing investigations solely to make videos. You know, I think most important is why you want to be a paranormal investigator, why you want to do this. You'll see a load of videos too on YouTube where people disrespect the paranormal. And you'll see people jumping to conclusions, claiming doors have been slammed shut by spirits when it was the wind. If you think about it in a more human level sort of thing, accusing somebody of doing something they didn't do isn't very nice. And that's why the truth is important. The other side of it too is, would you like to be called a demon when you're not? I don't think so. So I don't have any respect for people that fake stuff and lie about it. First of all, it's lying to people that are supporting you, that have respect for you, and you're lying in their faces. And the other thing is you're lying to the spirit world, which we don't actually know a huge amount about. You know, so respect is important. You know, respect is very important. The other thing to remember too is the paranormal, when you break it all down, the paranormal can be very boring because nothing happens a lot of the time. But we go to places and nothing happens. Are we disappointed about it? Maybe a little bit. But the other side of it is we got out and we tried. And we take joy in that. We don't care. You know? And we know at this stage this is what it is. You know? If I get one EVP, you know, to me that's a game changer. In the paranormal YouTube entertainment, that doesn't seem to be anything anymore. So expectations have gone way too far in the line of the paranormal. Expectations need to come down, because you get an EVP and if it's a class A EVP, you get some people that are excited about it, other people go, oh, that's pretty good, that's very nice. You know, they're looking for stuff to move, they're looking for poltergeist activity and stuff like that. They're not looking for this EVP of 2 words. But when you think about it, you get a class A EVP and it's got 2 or 3 words to it. There's nobody else around, and it's not you. Then what is it? That's why even the small pieces of paranormal evidence, if you can prove it to be, is gold. If you get an EVP, hello, or help me, or anything, and there's no one else in the room, you cannot get a natural explanation for it, that is a fantastic event. But it's been watered down by people looking for excitement. It's not exciting enough for them. But to me that is exciting, because that is a paranormal event which you cannot explain, and we don't know who is communicating, what is communicating, how they're doing it, where they are. So to me, keep your expectations in check. Keep what's important in check. Just enjoy what you're doing, you know. I'm going to leave it at that. If I can get any more questions, I'll do another sort of, I'll do a proper video sort of thing. But yeah, I just thought I would answer those, because they're actually old questions. They're a month, about a, oh, they're August, and October. I'm really sorry I'm slow with messages sometimes, but you know, I get around to them and I do answer them and that. But I hope it sort of helps. But when you're looking for paranormal equipment, as I said before, visuals, audio, they're the important things. They're the fishing net. That's where you're going to get your paranormal stuff. The other stuff, like REM pods, flashy bulbs, EMF detectors, they're tools. They could, paranormal activity, the spirit world, whatever, can interact with those tools. But you may not get a visual or audio of that paranormal event. You may. That's why people put cameras on them. And some people don't like using devices. But, you know, it's a good indication that they can do this. The other question is, how do they do this? But where do you go with that piece of information that they put off the REM pod? It gives you an indication that there's something reacting with you, possibly. And then there's a whole load of different explanations of stray EMF coming into the building or whatever. We don't know. But always, video and audio is the 2 most important things. And yourself and your attitude if you are in a bad mood and your mind's not fully in it and all the rest of it, don't do it. I have, at times been not very well. I would stay away from doing a paranormal investigation unless you're fully mind is fully on the thing, fully on the job. But you will get more evidence by using respect than taunting and calling names and stuff like that. I wouldn't recommend that you would do that, So we need to respect what we cannot see. Yes, it comes up on spirit boxes that we get evil spirits and stuff like that. I get it too. I get, Satan, demon, blah blah blah. I don't. It's pretty compelling sometimes when it comes from the radio and that. But I don't feed into that energy, Spirit boxes, I didn't cover spirit boxes. The most popular is a PSP7. I use mine always on the quiet mode with an amplifier. You need a good amplifier with the quiet mode and stuff like that. You can get radios that you can alter yourself. If you cannot, you can sometimes get a good deal from hacked radios. Just keep, if you're on eBay, Ghostbox, Spirit Box radio, because if you put in just Ghostbox, you will get a brand. You will get a brand of ghost in it, and you'll get all sorts of stuff on it. So Ghostbox, Spirit Box radio, press the used market. You'll get a Memorex, or you'll get a Roberts radio on that. If you see them and they're at a high price, just keep searching every so often. Very often, if you wait and have patience, you'll get a good deal. Generally, you won't get hacked radios on Amazon and that, but you will get them on eBay. But if you see them on a high price, hold off. Sometimes the price drops, but just keep searching every day, and you'll get one at a good deal. But I'm going to leave for now, folks. Hopefully I'll be back up doing a video soon. The rain has not stopped until today, so I'm hoping maybe I'll get out tonight with my camera that's been sitting for 8 months with all its gear on it and hasn't been used. I'm in a bit better form and that. But along with this restrictions, we've had rain constantly every single day. And I've had an incident too where inside of my car got flooded, and it's been dried out at the moment, and it's been a terrible mess. So hopefully, maybe I'll get out tonight. I'm holding up good hopes, maybe, But folks, I will go, and I will see you in the next one. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. And we'll try and we try being as honest as possible. I'm not going to pull the wool over your eyes. People have been supporting the channel for a long time, and I respect that. I wouldn't, I don't see why people should lie to people that support them. I think it's not very nice. It's not very nice. But folks, I appreciate you all, and thanks for taking the time to listen to my bullshit. But it's not bullshit, I'm telling you the truth. Okay, bye.